everything right, it was you and me.
Hello everyone, my name is Naeema and welcome back to my channel, or two if you are new, and today we have novellas. I personally am so behind in my reading goal. I currently have probably about 98 books read and my goal is 144, and I touched on this on my Instagram story, but that has never happened to me in the past like 3 years that I've been tracking my reading. Like usually I'm well past 100 books at this point, which is fine. I never really look at the number, but I want to reach my goal. Like this year has just been so crazy for me that it makes sense why I haven't reached my goal yet, or why I'm nowhere near reaching my goal. But if you are like me and you need to reach your Goodreads goal and you have a little over a month to do so, then this video is for you. Today is going to be short novellas to read. 𝓫𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓪 actually inspired this video, so I'm gonna have her channel and this video linked down below. She did a video recommending novellas, which is what I'm gonna do today. Between the two of us, you will have books to read in order to reach your Goodreads goal. I recently this year have been really getting into novellas, and I've been finding ones that I really enjoy, so which used to never happen to me. I hated novellas before, but now I love them. A lot of these, let me warn you, will be just a cane. I'm gonna try to like space it out a bit, or usually for my recommendation videos I do like around 5 to 6 books, but I'm thinking this time I'll give you guys a bit more, not sure how many. If you need novella recommendations and you need to reach your Goodreads goal, then this video is for you. You will get there, trust me. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Okay, so the first one, I told you guys there would be just a cane in here, and if you are kind of unfamiliar with Just a Cane, she does a lot of just crazy, outlandish, not super outlandish, but just like it's just not really feasible, not really attainable. It's pretty out there, and I love novellas like that. I genuinely do. Or it's just hers that like do it for me every time. I'm like, whoa, like that's great. So I recently read this one. I believe this one came out in October, and it is As If I Wouldn't Fall. And my friend Em was reading it and she was like, hey, pick up this book, and I was like, yes ma'am. So I picked it up and I loved it. I kind of talked about it a little bit in my recent reads video, but I'm going to talk about it again because this one was so good for no reason. Like a lot of these, I can't even explain why they're good. They just are, and you should read them. As If I Wouldn't Fall follows these two people. They're both in high school, and they're seniors in high school, I believe. The guy has been absolutely freaking obsessed with the heroine since their freshman year of high school. He literally looked at her once and was like, she's mine, she's mine, she's mine, but they have never spoken. And the girl isn't stupid. Like she realizes that this guy likes her, but she's like, if he likes me so much, why doesn't he ask me out? Why doesn't he talk to me at least? Why doesn't he say hi at least? And it's because his love for her is above frilly little dates. Like he wants to get her pregnant. This is very strong breeding kink, so if you don't like that, then I wouldn't read this one. But this one was fun. Like it was a really good time. Basically they talk one day because our heroine gets into a car accident, and the hero actually works at a body shop. He's a mechanic in high school, and she takes her car over there and she's like, hi, and he's like, oh my gosh, this girl's talking to me, what the heck? And that's how their relationship starts and it progresses, and he's super obsessed with her, and he has this energy that like tells everyone else to like stay away from her. He just really badly wants to get her pregnant. You can see where it goes. Like it's a really good, fun, short book of just obsessions. If you like books where the hero is obsessed like unhealthily, then pick this up. It was great. I loved it so much. I think I rated this one like 5 or 4.5 stars. I rated it 5 stars, and I said in my review that it's one of the best Just a Cane novellas I've ever read. So, and this one is only 88 pages, which is really nice. It was a good time. The next book that I'm going to recommend is a little bit longer, but I would still classify it as a novella. It's 152 pages, and it is Set Up for Love. This one was really good. This one was recommended to me by my friend Heather from Hia Booktube, so I will have her channel linked down below. This is a couple who has a lot of problems. They start off, they have a lot of issues. He's gambling all the money away. I believe he has cheated on her and she's taken him back. It's just a very toxic relationship. He sucks. Like he literally sucks. So he can kind of feel that she is retracting and pulling away, and that I think she even asked him for a divorce. And one of her complaints is that she just does not feel safe with him. So in order to fix that, this man goes out and hires 2 people from his old neighborhood to kind of like scare her. I think the plan was to either like rob her, and then he'll come in and interfere, and then he'll look like a hero in her eyes again. That's not exactly what happens. One of the guys that the husband hires takes one look at the heroine and is like, you see, I was gonna help you like for the money and all, but now I want her to be mine. Like, she needs to be mine. It's a romance between like one of the guys that he hires and her, and it's amazing. I thought it was so good. A really fun time for 152 pages. I would definitely recommend. Really good novella. The next book that I'm going to recommend is 144 pages, and this one blew up, I believe, last year in 2021, and for good reason. I remember really enjoying this one, and that is 𝓿𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪 by 𝓿𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓪. This one was fun and also very degrading, and also had my mouth on the floor, because the shit that this man has this girl do is sick. It's twisted, it's depraved. But we have this guy and this girl, they went to high school together. They have since graduated, and in high school she was like the popular girl, everyone liked her, and he was kind of like the freak, like a bit of a loser. People like to pick fights with him. He just was a scary dude that people liked to pick on, if you catch my drift. And so back in high school, these two had a connection. No one could ever know that they were talking to each other, otherwise that would be like hell. But they did have a connection. I think they were like locker neighbors or whatever, and they would sit and they would talk sometimes, and she could obviously tell that he had a crush on her. I think she had to bully him a bit whenever like other people were around. But yeah, it's past high school now, and these two reunite at a Halloween party that somebody that they went to high school is throwing, and they decide to play a game. They're playing like Pong or whatever, and then whoever loses has to do what the other person wants. Obviously he wins. He asked her to be his like servant for the rest of the night, and he has this girl do sick, depraved things. It's kind of scary a bit. Like, he is crazy. She's like, why am I enjoying this? It's hot, it's fun, it's a good time. And yeah, this one is 144 pages, super short. You could read this within an hour or two. And yeah, I remember really enjoying this. I thought the vibes, I've never read anything like it. It has the like bad boy popular girl trope, so if you like that, then I would definitely pick this one up. The next book that I'm gonna recommend is Grading Curves by nayemasreads, which, it's so funny. Whenever I hear people say her name, I'm like, oh, you know. But anyways, yeah, Grading Curves by nayemasreads. It is 100 pages, and I remember really enjoying this. So I believe this one is a professor. The woman is older, so it's like a reverse age gap. This professor goes to get a tattoo one day before the semester starts, and she is very attracted to her tattoo artist. I believe they hook up in the tattoo room after the tattoo, before the tattoo. And a few days go by, it's the start of the semester, and this man is in her class, as to be expected. She is his professor. Yeah, I remember this one being fun. I remember it being a really hot, smutty time. I believe this was my first nayemasreads too, and I really enjoyed it. I believe it's interracial. Obviously, they explore the relationship. It's taboo, it's forbidden. She's his professor, and yeah, it was a really good time. The next book that I'm gonna recommend is another Jessica Cain, and it is My Husband, My Stalker. I remember really liking this one. I think I read it last month, so, or maybe this month, so I don't know why I'm saying I remember, but novellas are always a bit trickier to remember unless they're like mind-blowingly amazing. It's this girl, and she just got like rescued after being kidnapped for a few years or a few months or something like that. And the hero is like a hitman in this like gang or mafia or something, and one night he's watching TV and he sees her face on the news, and he becomes obsessed with her. He's like, who is that? Oh my gosh, who hurt her? I will find them, I will hunt them down. She's like, this is insane. Like a few months or a year flashes, and this girl is kind of like getting back into like normal life again. Obviously she just went through so much, and she moves into a house, and guess who her next door neighbor is? The guy who saw her on the TV. and he realizes that she just wants peace right now. So in order to like mold himself to be the perfect guy that she would want, he decides to come up with a new name, have a fake job, have a fake life, and a fake backstory, because if she knew what he was, which is like a hitman in a mafia, she would not want him. He like kind of inserts himself into her life, becomes the perfect normal person. She falls in love with this normal person. It moves really fast, obviously. They move in together, he proposes, they're in love. He spends his days stalking her while she's like at her therapy appointments. He has like the room bug so he could listen in on if she's happy or not. He just really wants to make her happy. Naturally, she finds out and shit hits the fan for like what, 9 pages, and then everything's good and they're all dandy and it's a fun time. I love the obsession, I loved the smut, it was great. The next book that I'm going to recommend is Thin Ice by Cassie Min, and I believe this one was recommended to me by Bree from In Love and Words. This one is a figure skater and coach romance, which is super fun. I remember giving this one 3 stars. I thought it was pretty solid. I believe the coach is like super stern. He always has complaints. He's super mean to her and her skating partner, and there is attraction there between the two of them, and obviously it's forbidden and can't happen. Her partner is super in love with her though, so there were a lot of jealousy scenes between all of them. Like he would get super jealous that she was spending special time with him and getting extra like lessons and all that stuff. I love a coach player dynamic, so this one was a really fun, solid read. I thought it was hot. I thought it was a great time. And if you're like me and love jealousy scenes in books, obviously never in real life, then pick this one up. The next book that I'm going to recommend is another Jessica Cain novella, and that is Bulky by Jessica Cain. My friend Em recommended this one to me and she thought it was like a fun time. She did not expect me to love it as much as I did. I loved it. Like I loved it so much. So this one is a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship. It is her best friend's father, and when she turns 18, she decides to go for it. She's always had a crush on him. He's older, he's bigger. It's part of her big boy series, so all the heroes are big. Yeah, this one was a really good time. I did not expect to love it so much. So basically what happens is she is 18 now. Like I said, she has a crush on the father, and he just like won't give her the time of day. And at the same time, her own father like literally has no money left to send her to college, so she needs money. And so what she does is join this like sugar daddy, sugar baby website and sends her best friend's father the link from a random email, hoping that he would see it, get upset, and offer his help. And that's exactly what he does. It's a really great fun time. I thought the smut was fantastic, and this one is pretty short. It is only 73 pages of just fun. So pick this one up for sure. I love this one. This is probably one of my favorite novellas ever that I've ever read for some reason. And the last book that I'm going to recommend is Go Deep by Realzy Adams. This book was really popular in 2020. The hype has kind of died down for this one and I've seen it less now, but it was a fantastic book. I remember really enjoying this one. This one is Friends to Lovers. So the heroine, I believe, is a romance author. She writes erotica. And recently she has been going through some writer's block. She just can't write really good smut scenes anymore. Like her fans are kind of complaining like, hey girl, what's going on? Like this is not up to your usual level of smut. Basically she also notices it and she's like, I need help. Like what am I, like I just can't write good smut anymore. So she asked her best friend Xander for some help. She wants to kind of arrange like a friends with benefits situation to get her creative juices flowing, to write amazing smut, and he reluctantly accepts, I believe, romance between the two of them and really good amazing smut. You kind of get a little bit more of like a romance developed in this one, and it was phenomenal. I thought it was amazing. I rated this one 5 stars in 2021, which is how you know it's good, because I was not fully in my like novella era back then, so this one had to be good if I rated it this high. So that was the last book that I'm going to recommend today. If you guys want a part 2, if you have gotten to the end of all these books and are like, Naeem, I need more, like we have a week left of 2022, I need your help, then let me know. I will film a part 2. I would love to do that. I have a lot more Jessica Cain novellas, where that came from. And yeah, let me know also if you guys have any novellas that you love and would like to recommend in the comments down below. I'm always looking for some really fun, good, hot to read. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, I will have McKay's video linked down below, so you have no reason not to reach your reading goal. Like, you have my video, you have McKay's video. I'm sure a bunch of other romance booktubers are gonna come out with videos like this, so make sure to check her out. I'll have it linked down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very shortly in a new video. Bye!